future of virtual motorsports is now. This September, the heart of sim racing beats in Chicagoland as the Sim Gaming Expo takes over the Schaumburg Convention Center, September 5th through the 7th. Go wheel to wheel in our competition area, test the latest gear, meet top brands, creators, and celebrate with fellow sim racing enthusiasts. Whether you're a seasoned sim racer or new to the sport, this is your chance to be part of history. To purchase tickets and see the full exhibitor lineup, visit simgamingexpo.com.
It's Tuesday, and you know what that means. It's IndyCar night on iRacing. No 5K tonight, but 4.7 on the strength of field. We're kind of at one of those tracks that not everyone enjoys coming because this kind of is a bit of a driver's track. You got to put some finesse into this thing. It's just not putting in the hitting that loud pedal and just turning left every single lap. You gotta work at it a little bit to get a good lap time around here. And we're gonna see some drivers tonight in this lineup try to battle it out at the front, especially coming up through this mid-pack at a racetrack. It's very tough to pass at because everyone is so even here. Hello again, everybody. I'm Gary Gonzo, and welcome to P1's broadcasting coverage of our signature presentation of Round 9, Week 9 of Season 3 to 2025 IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday Night Top Split, presented to you by Topia Systems, coming to you from in Japan, out west, the farthest west you can go, land of the rising sun, MOTEGI on the oval at Twin Ring MOTEGI. As always, joining me in the booth with about 27 seconds left to go here in qualifying is Justin Petschauer. Justin has had a lot of virtual miles put on him here over the last week, and Luis Gonzalez Nunez, who joined me for 3 races last week at Pocono. Welcome, gentlemen.
And don't put the miles on the vehicle.
Hey, I'm surprised I made it out on the flight here.
Yeah, I know.
You go from Portland to the Commonwealth of Virginia for a day-long test and some promotional advertisement shooting, and then you have to hop on a plane and fly all the way out here to Japan to cover a race. Let's just say my body's, after this is all done and over with, is going to be going, can we just rest for a week now before we go to Milwaukee and Nashville? Anyways, qualifying is done. What do you say, Gary? Let's get this lineup going.
Let's get the lineup in here. Here we go.
All right, on the pole, it is Adriano Pinero. Starting next to him is Jose Fazaro. Third, it'll be Beto Souza. Next, fourth place, it'll be Seb Alexander. Fifth, it'll be another good friend of the show who broadcasts every now and then when he gets the chance, Kyle Glenworth. Sixth, former fellow NIS racer that I somehow managed to pull over here to IndyCar, Jason Brophy. Seventh, it'll be Matthew Ponto. Eighth, it'll be Chris Stouffer. Ninth, it'll be Mr. Team I5G, or as some will call him, Mr. Arca Break Weekly himself, Brendan Lichtenberg. And rounding out the top 10, it'll be Anna Klimek. 11th, it'll be Adriano Proporti. 12th, the prodigy, as you called him, the one we're going to have to watch in the foreseeable future when it comes to IndyCar racing, Indy Kirkenbauer, 13th, it'll be Matt Hollabaugh. 14th, Crash Neon, still one of the best names you could ever see in any form of online racing. 15th, it'll be Ty Quilla. 16th, it'll be Art Reimer. 17th, the boss man, Antonio Estrada. And running up the 18-car field, Lyle Exer. But as you said, this is, I wonder when they were building this track if the people that were building this went to Darlington Raceway and said, yep, that's what an oval's supposed to look like.
Well, they weren't trying to squeeze it into a specific spot like they were for Darlington.
Oh yeah, yeah. With Darlington, you had literally had to work around a minnow pond.
A minnow pond. Yes.
And I'm just gonna say this, guys. You might see me step out of the booth next season for a certain race. Speaking of South Carolina,
Darlington will be on the schedule for next oval season. That is,
But
if you've been paying attention to the forums, it is confirmed. I think it's been submitted.
let's just say I hope to God that they do get a tire set that doesn't overheat after like 10 laps.
Lewis, do you have a reaction to that?
I already raced on there. Like I did 3 races in Darlington. It is crazy to remember in which corner you have to lift it and which corner don't, because the car is going too fast. You have to figure out. It took me like 2 races to figure out and won one. And I raced it with Rick Raven.
You could ask me to help you out there because I got more stock car experience there than I do open wheel experience. But I can tell you,
actually, I wasn't my moment. I used to race in NASCAR. I was like a super nice. But when it's coming from IndyCar, it's like oh my god, it's so all faster.
But that's the fun part about it, though. Now the question is Darlington going to be a daytime race or is it going to be under the lights? I hope it's going to be under the lights, but pace car is off. What do you think, Gary? Let's get the show going. Here we go from Twin Rig Motegi. Good start by Adriano Pinero. He gets close up to that wall as they go out towards turn number 1. 3 wide already. First, second, third, and fourth now. But here comes Jason Brumby. Oh, he almost gets contact there. Going through turn 1. He has to back out of it.
And the Brazilians quickly break away. 1, 2, and 3 at the start of this race, halfway down the backstretch.
I didn't see yet a Brazilian podium in IndyCar. Maybe yes. I don't remember actually.
I'm sure there has. I'm sure there has.
I think it has.
I doubt maybe.
Bob into 1 there. Oh my God! Somehow they made it stick. But you talk about getting thrown dirty air going through turns 1 and 2, but you have to slow down tremendously here because of the tight radius of turns 3 and 4.
Almost contact with the stopper. Fusaro make a complaint something. I don't know. He said something in Portuguese. I don't know what he said.
I think he was complaining about somebody overdriving their talent.
I have an answer for you. Lewis. 2000, I think it's the 2000 Michigan 500. Christian Fittipaldi, Gil DeFerrin, and Elio Castroneves. Somebody check that out for me. Somebody check that out for me.
Okay.
Yep.
No,
that
but
was Michigan.
I talked about in here and the Fixer Series.
That I don't know.
Many in the car and in the IndyCar, so for sure that's what I getting like a lot of Brazilians in IndyCar here and in the iRacing, but I'm not sure if we have a 1, 2, 3 in the podium. But it's okay. That's what I said my doubt about that.
Look at the line that Pinero's taking down the front straight. He's like cutting across the front straight, kind of at a diagonal down the front straight. Just he's shooting for an early and shallow entry in the 1.
Now, most of the time that actually is the smart thing to do because it has the other guys behind you try and get into your dirty air, so to say, when you come off of the corner with a wider exit, if you will. But as you see, a number of these guys are already running side by side as they go through 1 and 2. You got to try and find as much clean air as possible because this place, even during the kart era, it was known as a turbulent, heavy track. And contact! 1 car hard in the wall, airborne.
Oh no!
Adriano Fapoli, Ty Quilla, and Matt Hollabaugh.
Oh no!
Ooh.
I think. Well, I can tell you later.
Well, we see for Porty going into 1, and it
was the boss man as well. The boss man went flying, and he knocked himself out of the ballpark, boys.
And 3 of the alliance of the Satellite, Rogue, and IAR cars are out in that incident right off the bat. And I'm not sure what happened. We got to go watch that again here.
Oh, no. It was a
What?
block gone wrong.
So we're watching from the point of view of El Patron, and he is going to go to the inside, and just Porty kind of comes down really quickly, and you're watching this at half speed. So let's go back
Oh.
and let's watch it at
Oh,
full
thank
speed
you.
now. Watch when this develops, and Antonio's going to disappear. Watch this.
Just gone.
I think Antonio was anticipating for him to stay high, and he came down. I
have another thing.
It's definitely a racing incident, I think. But go ahead.
No.
No.
No. It's kind of weird because you can see Anna before coming to the corner. She was 216 miles per hour before to take the corner, but Adriano, he was before in 100 meters, or maybe less, 209, 205. He decelerated the car and he moved to the left, and you can see Estrada coming for 220 without do something over there. So unfortunately, I think was Adriano Faporti. Adriano Faporti? Yeah, Adriano Faporti.
Let's watch this from
went too
Anna's.
slow in the corner.
I think this is
Yeah,
right
I think it
here.
went
I think it's right here. Here's from the gearbox of Anna.
By the way, hi guys.
we got Matt in here.
We have a check-in from a driver from the infield care facility. How are you feeling, sir?
A little dizzy, a little stunned. I wasn't expect. I saw the wreck happen in front of me, and I checked up, but like I didn't expect them to bounce like all the way from the outside wall, like directly into my path. So I'm like, oops. Oh well, I'm gonna go do some other stuff. Admittedly, this isn't my favorite track in the world, and yeah, I just don't know.
For a moment there,
yeah.
I thought you were about to pull a Ryan Briscoe because the way he launched up into the air.
Yeah, I have words about one of the people involved in that, and I don't know what he was doing, but it is what it is.
And we also have
Just
another driver.
missing Raporti to complete the incident here in Discord.
We also got another check-in from the infield care center. The boss man, Tony Estrada. Tony, tell us what happened from your point of view.
Man, I flew through the air, landed outside of the track somehow.
looking at the replay from following Antonio Estrada, he goes into the catch fence and the screen just goes black.
Yep. That's the replay we saw. That is the replay we saw. Well, thanks for checking in, guys.
Antonio,
go ahead.
Antonio, he slowed down, or no?
Yeah, of course, but it's whatever.
But he slowed down too much, for my point.
I mean, yeah, but what are you gonna do? That's
Yeah, I know.
a block appear a little bit too late, but whatever.
Cool.
We can laugh about it.
I think I can get away with what I'm about to say because it's absolutely quotable. As the old saying goes, shit happens.
Beep, 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 beep. Okay, guys. All right, guys. We appreciate you popping in. Thanks a lot. Sorry your days ended so early. What's that?
It's Gateway next week, right?
It is.
I'll see you guys next week. Have a good day.
Hey, take care.
Yeah,
It
good luck
is
the rest of the
Kentucky. Kentucky next week.
I'll see you guys at Kentucky.
All right. See you guys.
That was Matt Hollaba as we are back underway here. And yeah, that was a series of unfortunate events for both Antonio Estrada and Matt Hollaba.
Well, now only 15 cars are remaining right now. We started with 18 of them. It was a small field to begin with. Pinero has led every single lap in second spot, up 3 spots from where he started. Clindy, who is trying his best to reel in Pinero, a driver that's done reasonably well here, especially in the former ISRA series. Christopher, he has worked his way up to third. He's up 5 spots. Beto Sousa started up front. He is back in 4th spot. Indy Kirkenbauer, the prodigy, is in 5th. Jason Brophy is in 6th. Seb Alexander is in 7th. As Seb Alexander and Brophy are battling for position through turns 1 and 2. Big bump there on the bottom. You see these cars bounce off it. Also up in the top 10, Lilac Zier, who started shotgun on the field. Lilac up 10 spots here to P8. The Hyperstar currently in 9th, and Crash Neon has navigated his way safely up the P10. And it should be pointed out, a number of cars did stop at lap 8. Alexander, Brophy, the Hyperstar did. Crash Neon, Fazaro, Ponto, Klimek, Reimer, Tyquilla. I think Tyquilla is still rolling. He might be damaged, though. But all those cars stopped at lap 8. So they have slightly fresher tires. And they're going to have to stop again, more than likely.
I will say this, though. It's been a wild season for Antonio Estrada when it comes to wrecks. First, he had one heck of a nasty wreck at Daytona, essentially tearing the catchments apart on the front stretch past...
he started on the podium. He started with podium finishes. He was one of your early points leaders.
Then he takes out the catchments coming to the checkered flag, well, past the start-finish line, and then he gets sent to the Shadow Realm here at Motegi. I'm just going to be honest, I think this is going to be a season to remember for him for hilarious reasons.
Real quick, I'll show you the points here in just a second, but if you enjoy P1's coverage of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split presented by Topia Systems, and you respect the stream, please do us a solid. Make sure you support us by subscribing, and while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell so you'll miss out on future P1 iRacing broadcasts. The last 2 times we've been here, season 4 of 2024 was round 5, week 5, where we had a 42.56 strength of field. Trost won that one. One of your former teammates, Lewis, PDF, Pablo Diaz-Francis, he came home second, and Murph came home third. And then the last time we were here before that was season 1 of 2024, and it was our first broadcast back from the blackout, back when it was known as the Fixed Series. Round 6, week 6 of 44.70 strength of field. Pinero won that one, followed by Oster and Malechka. We watched Kirkenbauer getting to Sousa. So Sousa probably hasn't encountered Kirkenbauer, so this is going to be a first-time engagement right here. So this is a kind of a weird track in IndyCar history. This has been gone through so many different remeasurements in terms of how they want to classify the track. Is it a mile and a half? Is it a mile 1.4? Is it 1.45? What is it? So the kart track record was set back in '99 by 2003 Indy 500. Yep, we're watching them. By the Gilles de Ferran, the 2003 Indy 500 world, Gilles de Ferran with the speed of 219, right at 219. It was like 219 flat. The IRL IndyCar track record set by in 2004 by 4-time winner Helio Castroneves, 4-time Indy 500 winner, with a speed of 205.7. So a huge difference between the old IRL cars that used to run here and the old kart cars that used to run here. Kart measured the track at, for some races, 1.548 miles, and other races at 1.549 miles. Why they did that, I don't know. IRL measured the track pretty much top to bottom unless they ran on the road course, which it did one time, at 1.54 miles. Or IRL, excuse me, at 1.5 miles. But the sim is at 1.54. So all the timing and scoring you see on your screen, everything you saw for quals, that is off that measurement. So if it's off what you expected the real Indy cars to be running here, if they ever did, that is why, because it's just different track measurements from previous races here. Anyways, basically this is the site of arguably one of the most famous wins in all of IndyCar history when Danica Patrick. You can say what you want about her personally, but the fact of the matter is she did win a race here back in 2008, being the only woman in contemporary IndyCar and the history of IndyCar, the 100-plus year history of IndyCar, to win a race and take home the checkered flag.
Nice.
Speaking of...
Oh, sorry. Keep going.
It's ironic we're talking about track measurements because I'm looking up here and it says track length 1.49 miles.
Mm-hmm.
And strange, it says only 2 turns when for majority of us it's like 4 turns.
Yeah, you're right. You say which year 3 Brazilians score in the podium in the real IndyCar?
2000 Michigan
which
500.
Okay, I found it Gateway 2003, Castroneves, Canan, and Ferran.
Who finished third?
Different, G different.
Gilles de Ferran. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
A
That's
long and very rich history of Brazilian IndyCar racing.
Wait, Michigan 2000. That was when Montoya and Michael Andretti had their famous finish.
I'm just kind of going off the top of my head. That might be the U.S. 500. I don't know, or it might be. They used to have two. They used to have two there. I don't know. I'll have to look.
I think it was 1999 because that's when Tony Kanaan had essentially stole the win away from Max Pappas because Max Pappas ran out of fuel.
That's why I'm asking people to double check in chat if you can look that up for me. I got cameras to run as we're watching Clindy right now in second spot. Boy, and Pinero is just pulled away, kind of like he did a long time ago when we were broadcasting these races. He is now your very distant leader at about almost just shy of 3 seconds.
I know some people would say, why doesn't IndyCar go back to Twin Ring Motegi? Simple. 2011.
An earthquake. Yeah.
Now we've heard differing things that it's not damaged, it is damaged,
Or it's been repaired.
Yeah, it according to some, the latest aerial views show that there's like little to no damage to the oval. My guess is it's the sediment that's underneath, as well as the bridges that connect the oval. As an example, turns 1 and 2, and the backstretch before you go into turn 3. The crossover tunnels for the infield road course, if you will.
Well, this is built on a top of a mountain. They cut this into the top of a mountain. So I don't know what is underneath here. You're right, it could be the sediment, but the track did crack during that 2011 earthquake here.
Now, I will say this. It would be fun to go back, even if it's not on the oval. Let's get the road course a shot again.
Yeah, the road course...
No?
The road course is that's what they used in 2011 in lieu of, and that's where Scott Dixon won. In fact, he's the only driver to win on the oval and on the road course here.
Now, as far as the road course goes, I think it's still in use by the Super GT
Oh, we
Series
got a lot of smoke on the front stretch. Not sure what happened. Art Reimer, he is missing a front nose right now. So let's check him out, see what happened. Reimer noses into the inside wall, gets loose off the corner. No caution as he keeps his car rolling.
Oh, yeah, it just snap oversteered on him and bunk right in the wall.
And that's normally a sign of too much weight jacker, and Stouffer getting around that lap car, and there we see Reimer coming to pit road.
Definitely going to be a bit of a lengthy repair depending on how much damage he has taken towards the front nose cone of the car, as well as the steering arm for both the left front and right front wheel.
So a bit of a retraction from me from last week. So not every race at Pocono has been a 500-mile race. The very first, when the IndyCar returned there in 2013, that was actually a 400-mile race, but they counted it toward the Triple Crown, which is really weird.
Sunday.
Yeah, that was really weird that they counted a non-500-mile race toward the Triple Crown, but that's exactly what they did, as we see Matthew Ponto. He's in the Ralph Food for Less. Where's Richie Hearn? He's in the Ralph Food for Less car. He is currently in 12th spot.
Yeah.
Friend of the program, Richie Hearn. Anna Klimek back in 13th. Right behind Anna is Ty. Ty might be damaged. We don't know. And so him staying in the draft is probably in his best interest. So that's exactly where he's keeping his car planted. 14 cars on the racetrack right now as Art Reimer on pit road for an extended stop. This is one of the least popular weeks in the Indy Oval Series. But it's not a very easy track to run at. I can see why people don't show up, but it's a very rewarding track, as you heard from Matt when he came in and checked in from the infield care center. He really likes this place.
Speaking of Richie Hurd, I am friends with him on Facebook, so I could definitely grab some screenshots of this and say, "Hey, look what's on Trading Paints." The old Dallara Motorsports.
It's funny because when we have this throwback in the ERN on Thursday, he used his own paint.
Yeah, he used his own
food
for. Yeah, he used his Food for Less livery in the Elite Racing League when we had our throwback race in Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, he won.
Somebody helped him, for sure.
Of course, he won the Las Vegas 500K in the 96-97 Indy Racing League. He won the race there, so he is a bona fide IndyCar race winner.
Not just to mention that, he also won, at that time, what would be the last ever turbocharged IndyCar event for the racing league.
Yes, and he currently he holds the IRL track record at New Hampshire. He also holds the track record at Chicagoland. But yes, that is the last turbocharged race winner right there.
And for many years, that race broadcast was essentially considered lost media because the East Coast broadcast cut away because of how much
there were so many cautions in that race.
And the only to see it, to see the finish was
West Coast. Yeah,
those of us on the West Coast here.
And Tony Stewart got hurt pretty bad in that race. That was kind of one of his decisions. Like after that, he just said, maybe I think I want that future in stock car racing.
Yeah. It wasn't just that. I think it was also Johnny O'Connell got hurt as well because of that wreck that he had.
He flipped up on his lid. He skid down the front straight upside down. Yeah, he walked out and then he waved to the crowd, but I think he was hurt afterwards. But he put on a good show.
Yeah. What also didn't help that turned that event into essentially a demo derby. It was windy that day here. I remember that day very well. It was hot
the racetrack,
and it was windy.
Brand new, lots of dust on the racetrack. Robbie Gordon was in that race. Remember, Robbie Gordon showed up because they still had the 25 and 8 rule for the 500. So Walker wanted to get some points so they could have a guaranteed spot in the 500. And so he put Robbie Gordon in the car, and Robbie was doing a real good job that race, and he fell out early, but he led a number of laps there. And to your point, to your point, JP, that the full race actually is now, or at least a more complete version of the race, IndyCar did put up on their YouTube feed, and you can find it there too if you want to learn more about that very first Las Vegas. It's a different configuration that we should see now. It was a lot flatter, but you should check it out if you want to see turbocharged cars on a 1.5-mile oval, which was I think the first time in a very long time they had turbocharged cars on a 1.5-mile oval. They were doing 220 plus very easily there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, much of it was still under construction at that time as well, as you'll see in the video.
Here is Fazaro taking a peek to the inside of Lichtenberg. Lichtenberg is going to use a draft of probably one of the cars he's working with, Brophy. And Fazaro now pulls alongside Brophy down the front stretch, and he's going to clear him. And you know what? I wonder not so much maybe he actually passed him, but Brophy let him go and to tuck back in and maybe use him to get some fuel mileage.
That's why Brendan is not making pass on the Brophy, and Brophy is smart to let it pass Jose to. I think we can go to the end. I guess we can. Who knows? I already saw people. We make it one stop in the long time ago. One stop in the entries laps, and then don't stop anymore because we have maybe 2 or 3 yellows in the track. But
stop at lap 8 might be enough. I don't know. I don't think it is, but you know what? I mean, if anyone really knows, those guys from Private Label Team Hype and the Power Slide Squad there and the I5G guys, they crunch their numbers. They know them by heart, so it might be possible that they can make it now with about 20 laps to go.
They can make it as long as they have it in map 5 and they stay behind the car that the car that's ahead of them to the point that basically they can almost go like half throttle or something, between 50% throttle and maybe 80% throttle.
You know, Lewis, we talked about this before in our other broadcasts here in other leagues. This is one of those racetracks that you can actually slam it into map 5 and still hang with the cars in front of you pretty well. And a lot of other oval races, if you get out of the draft or something and you slam it in map 5, you just can't keep up. Here, because turns 3 and 4 are such, they even the playing field, they leveled the playing field, you can really do a lot of good time here in map 5 because a lot of your speed is scrubbed off sliding through turns 3 and 4.
Yes, it is. So, I remember the best example when I was in the Lionheart. We came here over the 30 cars, and they have Phil Krause, Brofin, and all of these guys, Scott Harrington, around. And I started to going push harder. I push. At some point I was 5th, and then realized it's like, okay, why I'm 5th? Why is Phil Krause is in 11? Why is this guy's in 12?
Oh, sorry about that. Anna Klimek catch the apron a little bit and scooched up the racetrack, but avoided making any contact. But finish your story. Go ahead, Lewis.
Oh, stopping and pits. Yeah, and then I realized they save fuel, so that's why. And you can save it in turn 3 and 4 with use the throttle, sorry, with the brake and lifting. And the other one is if you have somebody, you can help you in the 1 and 2 with the lifting, like Brofin and Brendan is doing now in track.
Pitter, leader yeah. On pit road. That's what I was trying to say. The leader is a pitter. That's what I mean. He's coming, and so is Clindy. These are scheduled stops to get to the end. And while we watch them come down pit road, here are your points coming into today's race. Clindy is your points leader. Nick Sadiq, not in today's lineup, is second. Ty Quilla, who's in today's lineup, is third. Trost is fourth, not in today's lineup. Matt Hollenbaugh, fortunately, already out. He is fifth. There is the remainder of your top 20 in points in the Oval Series. A couple more weeks to go before we decide a championship. Pit stops are done, and Clindy's done.
It's crazy. The season is going to be gone into 3 weeks. Yeah. Next week? Yeah, man.
And now your leader is Indy Kirkenbauer. The prodigy.
He's coming now.
He is coming to pit road. I imagine Seb Alexander. No, Seb's not going to follow him out. Seb is one of those drivers that stopped at lap 8. It is possible that we are watching maybe the guy that did the ultimate strategy call and is going to be the winner here. He has himself 6 seconds, 6.5 seconds over Brophy and Lichtenberg. Crash Neon is in 4th. Lilac Zier is in 5th.
You know what's so funny that day when I did that? I feel so... Okay, use a clutch, Brofin. Oh. If you go on board with Brofin and last, when he passed on turn 3, he used the clutch to make the turn.
Well, ride with him now. We will ride with him now.
So the funny thing is I feel so proud of my strategy. And then when I realized I finished on 15.
Oh. Caution on the racetrack.
Hello.
Seb Alexander.
Oh, no. He maybe tried to come into pit? Yes. Oh.
And let's watch what happened with Seb here as we
April.
thought maybe he had the strategy call. And he just spent too much time on the apron and up on the banking and unloaded the high side right in front of Clindy. And let's ride with Clindy. And let's go a little bit, we'll slow down here when we get to where the incident happens. Clindy's in comms with Seb, so he knows that Seb is coming to pit road, and this happens right in front of your Indy Oval points leader. Woo! And now Brophy, who doesn't have to clutch and coast for the remainder of this race, he's going to come to pit road and top off now. And same thing with he's probably working with Brendan here. So Brendan's coming in with him. Crash Neon coming on pit road as well.
What is Rapport? Adriano. Adriano's in lap? Yeah, it's in lap.
Yeah, so these guys, I think everybody that's going to get a wave around. Clindy's going to get the wave around. Stouffer will get the wave around. Kirkenbauer get the wave around. Sousa will get the wave around. And Fazaro will get the wave around. Tyquilla, the guy that was involved in that wreck at lap 8. He's your leader. Anna Klimek is second. Pinero's third. The race is entirely changed up, and I want to tell everybody, thank you for joining us tonight. This is the iRacing IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday Night Top Split presented to you by Topia Systems. And if you're just joining us, we are with 11 to go here at Motegi. We had 65 laps scheduled tonight. If you enjoyed tonight's coverage of tonight's race and would like to monetarily support us, we do this for free on behalf of the iRacing IndyCar community. Please find a link to our GoFundMe campaign in the stream description. It's also pinned in chat. We realize times are tough, so any donation, no matter the amount, is greatly appreciated. We also do take super chats as well. Also, in December, P1 Broadcasting becomes one of the primetime homes for Today at the 500, sponsored by Oil and Gas Safety Supply, your nightly destination for all the action leading up to the prestigious PRI Hoosier 500. The last kiss of the bricks for IndyCar for 2025 starts right here. The countdown is on, so everybody pucker up and don't miss a second of the action. Like, share, and subscribe to stay locked in to when we are going to be seeing those events. We will see you in December as we prepare for the run-up to the PRI Hoosier 500. Topia Systems is a presenting sponsor of the Tuesday Night Top Split here on P1. Topia is where quality and affordability go full throttle. From custom rigs to powerful pre-builds, Topia delivers top-tier performance without all the sticker shock. Built with premium parts and backed by a team that really cares. Every system is tuned for gaming greatness. Topia Systems, built right, price right, game on. To learn more, you want to check out their links in the description. If you like what you see here on your screen, this is a Topia system, and it delivers high-quality graphics and performance, and you can expect the same when you plug your sim gear into it as well. We're going green next time, guys. We're going to go green with 9 to go. Tyquilla is your leader. Anna Klimek is second. Pinero is third. Brendan Lichtenberg and Brophy are 4th and 5th. A lot of racing here to go, but, you know, this is wide open now all of a sudden. Well, keep in mind, Quilla and Klimek have 47-lap-old tires.
Oh, there's gonna be a battle with Brendan and Brophy, and Pinheiro tries to defend the position. Gonna be a good show with 9 to go. Well,
Side by side as they come off a turn 2 there. It's going to be interesting to see who's going to come out on top of that battle there.
Oh, we're gonna 3 wide, 3 wide, 3 wide, 2 wide for the lead, 3 wide for second.
3 wide in the middle of the pack there as well.
oh no, Pinheiro!
Oh.
Ty came up, he came up the racetrack. Now Pinero, look at that cut across the nose.
Oh, here comes Brophy on the bottom as they go through 1 and 2 here. He will come into
Wow.
contact there between Brendan Lichtenberg and I believe that was Tyquilla there. Tyquilla goes down to the bottom of the speedway through turns 3 and 4. He will lose the momentum as he gets dirty air tossed in front of him.
Oh,
by Jason.
everybody into the wall, 2 cars in the wall. We're gonna go caution. It is Seb Alexander, who I think the car in front of him got into the wall. He got into the wall, and then he got clipped by Clindy.
And I think that's it.
Oh no, we have 7 to go.
Who got into the wall? So I think it might have been the whole. I think it might have been Ty. Did Ty touch the wall first, and then just a whole host of everybody just kind of arrow washed up into the wall. We'll see from this angle. Brophy in the wall. Brendan up into the wall. Oh.
Brophy barely made contact with it with his right rear tire. Lichtenberg never touched it. Seb Alexander was the first one to touch it, and then it was Ty Quilla after that.
And at the front of the pack now, Lewis, we have the last two Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series champions right there. We're going to battle it out for the lead here with 6 to go, coming to 5 to go.
Talking about that this Thursday, Portland.
Yep, 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time over at Elite Racing Network. Be me and Luis Gonzalez-Nunez bringing the action for the Elite Racing League's Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series. 110 laps at Portland again. It's going to be the second time for me in less than a week.
Raining, maybe?
I don't know if it's going to be rain in the forecast, but we had a full wet race on Saturday. Make sure to check that out in the archives here under the IIS playlist. We had a full wet race. From start to finish.
Really dry out.
No,
it didn't really dry out in our split until about lap 99 out of 110.
Mm-hmm. We're probably going to go green with 3 to go.
I really checked the practice they did. They have a 39% precipitation to 34.16. So who knows? Maybe yes. I don't know.
I see a few drivers running on the bottom right there in the apron going down the backstretch.
And once again, if you're just joining us, you're watching P1's coverage of round 9 of 12. I mean, man, this season's almost over of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday Night Top Split presented to you by Topia Systems. Coming to you from Twin Ring Motegi, where Adriano Pinero has dominated this day and is now the leader here in the closing stages. Make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next race. Also, don't forget your commentary team. I sent in a donation via our GoFundMe campaign. Link is in the description. Also pinned in chat. You can also send super chats. As we are now starting to slim down this field. We started off with 18 cars, one of our smallest fields of the year. And Crash Neon, I think, is trying to milk home this car of his. He is down on the bottom, saving fuel. He maybe added just enough. Which is really, that's all you need to get to the finish. Is how much gas do I need to get to the finish? Just enough.
Just enough. But it's going to be interesting. Speaking of next season, the content that is apparently going to be coming out, it's already been confirmed. The modern North Wilkesboro Speedway is going to be coming out in the new build, from what I've heard.
Meh.
So that's going to be interesting.
Meh. Doesn't do anything for me with IndyCar.
Believe it or not, it's a fast track with this car.
It might show up on a schedule someday, and then I'll be forced to buy it. But
and Miami Autodrome, we may see that appear in either the IndyCar roadside. Who knows? Maybe if we go to a new track that we don't.
So Miami's confirmed. Are we getting Mexico too? Is Mexico not confirmed yet?
Yes. No, Mexico apparently is confirmed because it's due to be in the new NASCAR 25 game.
Okay.
So that's going to be coming. So
all right, here we go.
This race is going to
Green
be interesting.
flag with 3 laps to go. It's Pinero, Brophy, Lichtenberg. 3 of the biggest winners in the community. Top 3 on the racetrack. Then we got Ty Quilla, Neon, Crash Neon, Stouffer, Glindy, Kirkenbauer, Ponto, and Sousa, your top 10. We're going to decide this here right now. Here comes Brophy to the inside as he tries to run down Pinero here at the end in turn 3.
Both go down to the bottom of the speedway here. The top 3. Lichtenberg gets caught a little bit up in dirty air. Ty Quilla almost gets up into the wall. He loses a ton of momentum. That's going to allow Crash Neon to go to the high side of him going into turn 1. They almost made contact there, but Ty Quilla should be able to come out on top ahead of Crash Neon and almost a crossover.
Crash Neon with the Brazilian clear between himself and Stouffer. But speaking of Brazilian, sorry, not to cut you off. Speaking of Brazilian, we're going to go to the white flag this time by for the Brazilian. 1 to go here at Twin Ring. And a purple lap that time by. Closers be closing for Pinero. 2:03.6 down the backstretch, clear by 5/10. All he needs to do is get it through 3 and 4 one more time, and he will be a two-time winner here in 2 years. 2024, now 2025. Your points leader in the Elite Racing League Series is your winner here tonight. Adriano Pinero, the winner. He's pushing to think he has one more lap.
Just in case.
Just in case.
That was a heck of a fun time there, despite all the chaos that happened.
All right, let's get those results in. Pinero, your winner. Brophy second. Lichtenberg in third. I can't even tell you how many combined wins there. Pinero has what? Didn't we think we looked this up, Lewis? He has like 700.
I'll let you know.
So, and then I don't know how many Brophy has, and I know he has a lot. And Brendan, I know he has a lot. There's maybe 1,000 wins here between these top three. I don't know. Crash Neon, great finish for Crash. Hopefully everybody watching his stream had some good entertainment there. Stouffer, kind of he's the Pocono whisperer, but what is Pinero doing? But he's a bit of the Motegi whisperer. He comes home fifth. Kirkenbauer in sixth. Clindy in seventh. Our series points leader, Pizarro, eighth. Quilla ninth, with a just kind of a car dying there at the end with just really, really worn tires. He had 57 lap-old tires there at the end. Beto Sousa started up front. He comes home 10th. Anna was up in the top three here, under 10 to go. And just again, those old tires costly here at Twin Ring Motegi. Back to 11th, Matthew Ponto and the Ralph's Food for Less livery in 12th. Lilac 13th, Seb. He'll want this one back. He's in 14th. Art Reimer 15th. Matt Hollenbaugh, he will want this one back too in 16th. For Porty, 17th. And Antonio Estrada definitely will want this one back. That is your 18-car field.
I believe we got one possibly in the waiting room.
Yep, we'll just queuing up some replays here, and then we'll get on into this thing. I'd like to see if Brendan would show up, but I don't know. He's got his own stream he's doing, so don't know if we'll see him or not. I hope we do. It'll be the first time we've ever talked with him.
So in between three, they have over the 1,000 winners.
Wow.
And in between three, they have over the 3.5 K started. So,
wow. Wow.
took me a lot to check.
He wants to do the interview, Brendan does, but he doesn't have the Discord, let alone the link.
If you go to the P1 channel that we have,
It says I need permission.
No.
But no, it's in welcome. It's in
Go to the welcome room,
I
and there's a link there.
Do you find it? I can send it to you.
Ah, okay. I got it.
Oh, you got it.
I try to put it in a place where everybody can find it. It's also in the description, I think. Yeah.
Too fun.
All right, let's go ahead and bring up Jason Brophy first. And here he is. And here is Jason Brophy. We're waiting for Brendan to catch up. And normally Adriano sends us a message. A little bit of a language barrier there, so we appreciate his time. But Brendan, Jason Brophy joining us. That strategy to stay out as late as possible. We heard you clutching and coasting there. Were you gonna make it if there wasn't a caution there at the end?
Yes, it was very tight, and I would have had to keep doing that pace all the way to the end, but I was going to make it. So it just, whether somebody behind me would have been able to go just slightly earlier and jump me, whether Brendan, I don't know where he was at in fuel, but he obviously had draft, and I lost my draft there a few times. But yeah, I was good to the end at the rate I was running, as long as I did the clutch and coast. I mean, that was kind of it. I knew I could make it pretty far. It got a little harder as I started to lose draft, because you had to go pretty slow to make it. But it was going to get there, so it would have been fun to see what happened.
Well, we saw you and Brendan basically, I want to say lit by Crash Neon, but Crash got by you, and we're like, oh, they're going to tuck in behind and try to save as much fuel as possible. Was that the plan when Crash got by? Is you guys were going to save on that last stint to do everything to make it without another stop?
I think, I'm trying to remember. I didn't think Crash was in front of me. I thought it was Jose we let through.
Oh, maybe Jose. Okay.
Yeah, I think it was Jose we let through, and yeah, it was. At that point, it was just, I need a few more laps of draft to make sure I can make it. I was hoping to get a little more draft than he pit, so it kind of took that away. It was Jose Fazaro. So I was hoping to get a few more laps than I had, but there's only so much. I had to run to a number. I could not run faster. So
was the caution welcome, or was the caution that you didn't want to see it?
I didn't want to see it. No, I would have rather seen that go green. I think we had enough to lead that it seemed like it. I thought it was actually going to be closer than it looked like it was, because I think Adriano came out like 18 seconds back or something like that. So I think I was good, because I was losing half a second or so a lap to maybe a little more than that. But it had been close. Once he got to us, it might have been more interesting. But I would have rather seen it go green, just as much out of intrigue. Also, I think I'd have finished better than where I would have not doing that strategy if I'd have tried to race my way through. Just not very fast this week. Didn't feel very comfortable off for knowing where to pick up the throttle and use all the track without potentially wrecking it. So felt like this was my best chance to get a good finish. Lost a spot in pit road on the last one when the caution came out, decided to take tires anew. Figured the tires would be better. Rob disagrees. Rob thinks I should have stayed out and tried for the win, but Pinero passed me yesterday in the SOF straight up like 15 laps in. So there was zero chance I was going to beat Adriano if it went green. and I had 40 lap old tires to his like 10.
Yeah,
so,
math plays a role in that one. Yeah.
Was there. My best thought was that, hey, I can get a run at him while he's picking his way through the people to stay out, and it almost worked, but not quite. I losing the spot to Brendan, I think, cost me my shot at doing that. So, but I got him back, got second. I'm happy with second. I'll take it. I can't really complain. It's definitely the best finish I could have deserved ever. I didn't deserve to beat Adriano today. He had way more speed than me. I beat some of them yesterday, but I think there were more people with speed than me. Just thought I have enough time to practice the car, practice cues, stuff like that. Not very good today. But overall, strategized my way to a good finish instead. So,
Lewis, did you have a question? Did I hear you talking up there?
No, sorry. I opened the mic to say something to my sister and I said it.
All right. Somebody walks into the studio. Jason, you go ahead, JP.
Now, it's not necessarily in regards to what we saw here in Motegi. It's more along the lines of next year's schedule for the IAS. Now, Jason, you and I had run against each other at Richmond in the stock cars. Are you ready to go and run 300 laps next year in the IndyCar, in the iRacing IndyCar Series at Richmond?
We'll see. Waiting for the schedule. I don't know what's going to be.
Jason, you got any shout-outs, friends, family, sponsors before we let you go, sir?
I want to shout out to my Team Hype teammates that had some on-the-box help from Rob trying to coach me through the fuel saving there. His back's hurting him, so he didn't feel like racing today. And so instead he gave me pointers to help me make the fuel numbers, since he did some of that in FTF. And then I want to, obviously, the rest of them. So I want to thank Ty and Tommy for keeping the team together, Team Hype team, Power Slide teammates, you guys for broadcasting this. Appreciate it a lot. Everybody in the Indy community, this was a pretty clean race. I know Seb had his problems, and that happens, but outside some shenanigans at the very start, I feel like it was a pretty pretty good racing between everybody, and I really wish it would just been fun to see what happens if it went green. That's
Yeah,
I was really wishing, but
I agree with
it's
you.
not exactly. I can't really say anything about people struggling with pit-ins, although I think that's what happened to Seth. But
Yeah, I think that's what happened. Yeah.
me more than anyone probably shouldn't say anything about people having struggles.
I
on
think
pit
we've
road.
all been there, man. I think we've all been there one time or another. Well, thanks a lot. Good to see you part of the lineup. Hope to see you in future lineups. But enjoy the P2, and we will be talking to Brendan here next. So thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right, let's bring up, and there he is. This is the first time he's ever been here, and this is my honor to speak to this guy, the guy that is the social media glue of the IndyCar, iRacing IndyCar community right here. Brendan, congratulations, P3, almost a P2. Good to finally have you here, sir. Talk all about your race.
It's nice to be here. All the years I've never been on a broadcasting interview for this, so yeah, the caution came out early, and it was one of those deals where, like, it's a fuel save. You don't want to do it, but it's what's kind of best for your race. So I begrudgingly pit, and it got close to staying green. I think had it stayed green, we would have finished second. So the caution, it didn't really hurt us that much. I think our best was P3 today.
Well, I mean, it's a good run, very entertaining. Man, that last restart, I mean, you guys were slicing and dicing. It looked great. At times, 3 wide. I mean, how was the racing out there? It looked like everyone was kind of giving everyone some room.
It was fun. Yeah. It was interesting getting through. I think it was Anna and Ty. And I unfortunately, I think where we could have got second is if we just went low into turn 1 that one time. But on the restart, I had been checked up going low, and I had to make my way high. So I didn't want to get caught down there again. But I think it was Anna. I don't know who it was. Maybe it was Ty. Either pushed up, or I think Jason just got to their inside first. And once you get there in fresh tires, it doesn't matter. If it's just the one car in front of you, you can sail on through the corner. So just bad luck. But I'm pretty happy with third. I was telling my stream, like, I saw the championship standings today. I'm like, I think I can make a pretty good go of this if I can make the broadcast races. And yeah, third place in a 4.7 KS, so that's a lot of points. So I'm pretty happy with that.
Real quick before we let you go, we give you your shout outs, but you will be showing up, and I will be there too. A number of us in the community will also be there. The Sim Gaming Expo, Schaumburg, Illinois, September 5th through 7th. What will you be doing there, sir? I know that you are playing a part of it.
I'm there as a guest, and there is going to be basically a mini championship that weekend. So I'm going to be on stage competing, which is pretty cool. I've done a judo tournament in Chicago before, but I guess now I get to say I've done a sim racing land event as well. So I'm going to have a lot of fun doing that. You're going to hear more about that soon, though.
Well, it's good to finally have you here. I've been meaning and wanting to talk to you for the longest time here on the broadcast. So congratulations. Get back to everybody in your stream. Tell everyone we said hi, and enjoy the P3 here at Motegi.
Thank you, and thank you for the broadcast.
Yeah. And that is Brendan and Team I5G and all those guys. Always showing up here for the top split races. I think I got a message here from LGN. So here is Pinero. Realized I was running the B-roll too long there, and I do want to show you Brophy's line, stat line there as well. There he is. And as well, there is what he managed to lead 2 laps today there during the crossover point when we got that yellow, right when he was trying to make it. And let's get the camera on Pinero here. And here's his stat line for the day. And what he says is, hello, friends, good evening. First, I want to congratulate Jason and Brendan on the podium. I had a great qualifying and started P1, got a good start. We got the first yellow on lap 7 or 8. I knew this could lead to different strategies. I was able to do a good stint, opened a good gap, and pitted. I figured it'd be very difficult for the guys who pitted to make the finish. The second yellow came out. Ty and Anna risked continuing. maybe with one more yellow, they could have made it without pitting. If I were in their place, I would have done the same. But I was able to pass them on the restart. I had a great restart at the end and was able to maintain the lead and get the victory. That's it. Have a great night, everybody. And that is Adriano Pinero, who really, Lewis, we've watched this guy so many times in the Elite Racing League. He's won the last 4 Elite Racing League races in a row, 2 from last season, 2 to start this season. No IndyCar driver has ever won 5 in a row in real-world IndyCar driving, and we could possibly see that this Thursday with Adriano at Portland in the Elite Racing League, 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time on the Elite Racing Network this coming Thursday. Adriano Pinero, truly one of the all-time bests in the community, getting the win here tonight and possibly looking at 5 wins in a row in the Elite Racing League.
Yeah, it's a big push for him. But I'm gonna give you one news, because I saw Ethan Stanley in practice today in track.
Oh,
So
that's right.
maybe we're gonna see Ethan this Thursday, and it's gonna be a good battle with 40 and what else? Brian Blowman also too is good over there. So it's gonna good battle in between these 4 guys, and always Adriano. Let's see. The strategy is open for everyone. New track for everyone. Brady Pinheiro said it's a new thing. I never drive over here, but it's gonna be fun for him. So at least Stanley did the job to practice in 2 hours before, and let's see what's happening on Thursday. So congrats for Adriano. Next week is Kentucky. It's gonna be I hope it's gonna be a 5K straight field, because as a Kentucky is always could be back race until the tires getting gone. So it's gonna be fun. That.
JP, any final thoughts here at Motegi?
I still have Hyperstar stream up, and in regards to what happened to bring out the first caution with Antonio Estrada, somebody basically brought in some Marvel lore with that one, and Estrada got snapped out of existence by Thanos. But other than that, that was in terms of what we saw outside of the 2 cautions that happened. 2 or so cautions that happened, correction. That's typical Motegi for you. You have to basically find as much clean air as you can to get by somebody going into turn 3, because if you mess up going into turn 1, you basically almost have like a half a mile or so to think about what you did wrong, and then essentially remount that charge going into turn 3 because of how tight that radius is going into turn 3. Other than that, you said we were going to Kentucky. I don't know if it's the current Kentucky or if it's the legacy Kentucky.
Current is what I've been told.
Oof.
Ooh, yeah. Next week in Kentucky, I don't know. I still have my reservations on Kentucky as far as how it goes. Every now and then you'll get a decent enough race in IndyCar, but as far as like stock car stuff goes, as someone that ran on the previous configuration, just good riddance. I know some people would love to see Kentucky come back maybe for IndyCar in real life, but yeah, let's just keep that chapter closed. That's just my point of view.
We got Rick checking in the chat. Rick, good to see you. Well, that's it for tonight. Once again, your podium here from Motegi. Wow, I mean, if last 2, there's 3 championships right there. 4 championships in the Elite Racing League. 3 with Pinero, 1 with Brophy, first and second. And Brendan comes home 3rd for the first time here on the Top Split broadcast. Good to have him here. That is your top 3 here from Twin Ring Motegi. Join us again next week for Round 10, Week 10 of Season 3 of 2025 of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night Top Split, presented by Topia Systems. The teams and drivers head to Kentucky Speedway. Coverage begins around 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, that's 8:15 p.m. Eastern. And for correct broadcast time in your area, you can find everything right here at YouTube at youtube.com/@P1 Broadcasting. Hey, we love bringing these races to you, but they're not easy and require time and money to produce. If you share our passion for the sport of IndyCar, and we know you have, and you've enjoyed our coverage of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split, please take time to visit our GoFundMe page. The link is in the description. You can also donate via Super Chat as well. And donate to our 2025 broadcast fund. We realize times are tough, so any contribution would be greatly appreciated. Well, thank you for watching and making us part of your Tuesday evenings each and every week. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game's not an easy one, so please help support P1 with the weekly grind. Other iRacing programming, including our exclusive NASCAR League partner, the American Motorsports Association. Join Murph and Sam Crow on the calls for Thursday night Xfinity Series and Friday night Truck Series. Start time for both nights on Friday and Thursday and Friday is 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time. We got 2 races this week. Check them out right here on P1. Promotional consideration paid for by the following: Topia Systems. Topia Systems, a presenting sponsor of the Tuesday night top split here on P1. Topia is where affordability and quality and affordability go full throttle. From custom rigs to powerful pre-builts, Topia System delivers top-tier performance without all the sticker shock. Built with premium parts and backed by a team that really cares. Every system is tuned for gaming greatness. Topia Systems, built right, priced right, game on. To learn more, check out the links in the description. Simrat Market's your go-to resource for iRacing paint templates and broadcast resources, from clean base liveries to pro-level design assets. Simrat Market is everything you need to build your brand on track. You want to visit simratmarket.com. Download, customize, race. Track cams for this race are provided by Whiplash Sim Cams. Get the most out of your iRacing experience with Whiplash Sim Cams. To learn more about Whiplash, like them on Facebook. You can follow them on X and Instagram. All the links you need are in the description. For business inquiries to learn more about P1 and what we do, you can like us on Facebook. You can follow us on X. And all those links, you can find them on Linktree. That link is in the description. Check us out. We'd be looking forward to it. So, for Justin Petschauer, Luis Gonzalez Nunez, everyone here at P1 and Topia Systems, I'm Gary Godson saying to all, good night. And thanks for watching. And all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Catch us again right here next week in Kentucky. The next race of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split right here on P1. Good night, everybody.